So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, fabulous viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. I hope these readings resonate and that you guys stay and subscribe. For those of you guys who are returning, I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so grateful for all of you guys, and I can't wait to get into this reading today. We're looking at the heavily charged total eclipse happening, okay? Total lunar eclipse happening. Full moon in Pisces. So lots going on. You guys could already be feeling this sort of buildup of energy and anticipation of something. Okay, but I am filming or recording here on the day of the total lunar eclipse. So I'm excited to see what pulls through. This will be a pick a card reading, okay? And we will be using the Intuition Oracle right here. So for those of you guys interested in the types of decks, cards that I'm using here, I will link the playlist for the Tarot and Oracle deck flip throughs, which I do engage with you guys to charge these cards. And since all my readings are timeless, unless otherwise stated, even if you're watching this outside of the eclipse or you're wanting to charge these cards for future readings, we can sync our energy together. Okay, energy is not formless, it is not bound, time bound, and so I would love to sync up with you and have these readings serve as guidance for you. Okay, so I have over 1,000 readings here on YouTube. You can go to my playlist. Those are all free. If you want specific guidance, personal reading, I offer that on my website. I do that for a living. Okay, I couldn't possibly help 30,000 people. So even though my heart is open, full of compassion and love for all of you guys, I can still love you guys, you know, without diving into all of the energy that you're going through. You could imagine that'd be very difficult for me. Okay, so if you want to talk about kids and friends and decks and Christmas and all that stuff, sure. But if you're, you know, calling your furnace fixer friend to come fix your furnace time and time again, your furnace friend can't do that, you know? So I don't want to drain myself. I want to be open. I love you guys very much. I can't possibly comment on all your comments, but I do see them. I do love you guys. I do wish you guys the very best. I wish you healing. This isn't a fun journey to be on when we're on the, you know, on the ascension path. There's a lot of bumps. There's a lot of uncoveries and challenges. Okay, but I am here with you guys, definitely going through this. So I certainly understand what you're going through. And hopefully these readings do provide a form of guidance for you, because that is my truest commitment here. Okay, but it's not coming from Linda. I'm channeling what the divine is channeling through me. So I couldn't possibly step outside to assist anyone in Linda's meat suit. Okay. So if you're needing divine guidance, then I would require to be channeling with the cards, using spirits. There's a whole process here, okay? And like I said, I do that for a living here, okay? So beautiful angels, these are the decks. We will select from 3 options shortly, and I cannot wait to see what messages pull through. I'll see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Let's select the 3 cards. Also, I forgot to include, I will be using the essential oil oracle cards as well. Okay, so yeah, I'll leave them here because in case you guys skipped that part. So for the total lunar eclipse going on right now, spirits in this full moon in Pisces, for the collective that's tuned into this reading, can we get 3 cards, 3 options for today's reading, Spirit? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, viewer, for being here. And I hope that these readings do resonate with all of you guys. If they do not, there is, like I mentioned, a playlist that you can go and find whichever reading is more aligned to your calling, okay? So we have 3 options right here. If at any point you're pulled to any one of these 3, you can select from the timestamp down below. I will be reading the back sides of these shortly. Sit with this energy, okay? And let us take a look. For option number 1, you have this card right here. Option number 2, you have this card right here. Option number 3, you have this card right here. Okay, I'll read the back sides. So for option number 1, you guys have the worrier with card 18. Affirmation, I can handle whatever life brings to me. Option number 2, you guys have 14 with the manifester. Affirmation, I am manifesting what I see in my mind's eye. And option number 3, you guys have 17, the creator. Affirmation, I love playing the wonder-filled game of life creatively. All right, so I'll flip these over and I'll leave this like this. If you are pulled to multiple cards, it's fine. Okay, listen to your intuition. If you feel stuck, then close your eyes, open your eyes. Whichever one you're called to will most likely have the messaging for you. I will put the timestamp below and I will see you at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angel. Pile number 1. You guys pick the warrior with the affirmation, I can handle whatever life brings to me. Card number 18. Okay, and I am including the essential oil oracle cards as well that I didn't include in the beginning of the reading in case you skipped that. Okay, so let's ask Spirit for the energy that is coming with this full moon in Pisces, total lunar eclipse for the collective that's tapped into pile number 1. Spirits, please help me to channel this message in a way that pile 1 will understand for the greatest and the highest good of pile 1. Thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing the reading. Thank you so, so much. Pile 1. What energy is coming in with this full moon in Pisces, total lunar eclipse? All right, so we have the Ace of Semantics. So if you hear a dog barking, it's totally throwing me off. It's kind of giving me the Page of Pentacles, but anyway, the Semantics is the Pentacle suit, okay? And then we have the 4 of Feelings, which is 4 cups. And then we have the 2 of Wands in reverse. I don't know if I flipped this one, but I'm feeling it like this, okay? 2 of Wands in reverse. Okay, I will be reading reversals. So let me sit here with this energy and see what we see, okay? Pile 1, I feel as though the energy that has been around you hasn't been more the concern for you. I think the concern for you is what's going on within you. Almost feels like life was moving around you. So opportunity around you, circumstances around you, but it didn't seem to really fully matter so much, because I feel like if we're not in the right energetic sort of resonance to moving with that energy, we sort of get stuck. I feel like you have been stuck, you know, but obviously not choosing to be stuck. More like this is happening to me and I'm incapable of sort of moving with all good things or moving towards opportunity, and almost feeling as though there might be something better coming along, or just like waiting to see something that could pull you out of this funk, so to speak. So I feel like the universe has been trying to knock on your door, and maybe you have been sensing this, but to engage with what the universe has put in front of you has been very challenging. Almost like I see it or sense it in some way, but at the same time, it's like you're so far removed from engaging with that, so it might as well not even be there. I hope this is making sense for those of you guys who are resonating with this pile, because I feel like you have this like ability to understand or know maybe what is expected, of you, or what has been expected of you, or something that I think you're disengaged from. Now, there seems to be an energy here of like maybe pulling away from an environment that you have been involved with for who knows how long. That does seem to be something that maybe provided you with some form of something, okay? Because I am seeing Pentacle here. So maybe it was a resource, maybe it provided you with finances or a place to stay or some form of a security. But I feel like you've been not emotionally engaged with it. And okay, now this is coming in because I'm like, this seemed like it was falling short. I feel like there was this energy that you've been in for a while. Maybe you almost felt like, I can't leave fully the physical form of this thing, although you've been already disengaged emotionally from this thing. So it's like, this thing isn't emotionally satisfying. This thing doesn't emotionally fulfill me. This thing feels like it's missing depth, missing soul. And I think you've been there. Okay, I say sitting there, but I almost feel like you felt kind of stuck there, for whatever reason. Maybe this was the only source of stability or resource or financial security or something of that nature. But I feel like you've been waiting on the doorstep to an out, like, just give me a break or give me the opportunity. It's almost like, when a cat sits by the door and you open the door and then it like takes a fast escape outside. I feel like you are waiting for a fast break or something like this that just never seemed to come. And it's like, when will I ever get out of this state? When will I ever have the opportunity to make moves outside of this? Yeah, because it almost feels like living in a dream. Like, it just feels like a disconnect. Like, no matter what's going on around you, it's like it's not fulfilling, or I can't connect to it. Like, these people don't understand me, or this is just not deep enough, or doing the thing that it needs to do for me. And then dreaming of or hoping for or looking out to, when will I break free from this, or when will it change? And I think it's been like this for some time, that it started to create, yeah, like, well, this is the worrier. So obviously a lot of worry, but I'm not sure here exactly, like, if you're resonating with this message, I'm not sure I'm seeing here what exactly is shifting so much as I see you sitting here. There is an acknowledgement here of, I can handle whatever life brings to me, but I feel like the energy has been the opposite of this, is what I feel. Like, life will sort of do it for me, rather than me sort of encompass life through me. So although you're not sort of the doer per se, you're definitely the creator here to shift the energy. But I feel like we might be seeing like, oh, it's too late, I'm going to be stuck here forever, or that there is no further opportunity. This is kind of the energy that I see here. So let's see, well, why are we seeing this, Spirit? Why are we seeing this? What does pile 1 need to know about this energy then? Yeah, I feel there's a stuck energy and it feels cold. It feels misunderstood. It almost feels like I'm missing out or the universe forgot about me. And now I need like a quick escape here, or I'm praying for a quick escape. Spirit, what does pile 1 need to know about this energy with the full moon in Pisces and the total lunar eclipse? We have rhinoceros, get out of your own way. It's kind of what I'm talking about. So is this what the moon is telling you? Maybe you're receiving some guidance. I feel like you're receiving guidance in this pile, you guys, and keep going. So we might be really feeling like, will this be how I'm going to remain, you know? And there's a promise here from the moon, because I'm hearing from the moon that there's something within you that is being cultivated in order for you to keep going, to persevere through this thing. But it is cultivated and generated from within you. And so I think you're looking for the door to open, but it's like that door's not the way that it's going to happen. There's going to be something from within you that needs to connect to, so that you can, you know, open that door. Trust yourself, armadillo. And this was in reverse. But I feel like we're working through internal sort of confidence and the ability to empower our own selves to make changes and decisions here. But I think we're outsourcing it to, I don't know, giving it to chance, or outsourcing it to other, rather than knowing our own power to do this thing. Mountain lion, initiate embodied leadership. Yeah, this is all what I'm talking about here. Initiate embodied leadership, meaning embodiment is when we're fully integrated. The fully integrated self is what has to initiate this action. Okay, and so I don't know if we just suddenly see it, but I feel like there's been a lot of confusion, and this is why we've been stuck where we've been stuck. It's like we don't see it or understand it. And so it's almost like, okay, now I'm getting, maybe this is just guidance here for you guys. This is what it feels like to me, okay? This feels like, let's say, I want a really good analogy here, Spirit. What can I use? Okay, let's say you're making scrambled eggs, okay? And you keep putting like the ground beef in the microwave. No, that's a bad analogy. I'm sorry. You're making scrambled eggs, but you have no eggs. And so instead of going to get the eggs, you're sort of waiting for the eggs to come. It's like, well, I know I'm supposed to make scrambled eggs. I want to make scrambled eggs. I know that that's what I'm supposed to do. So I'll wait here. And eventually, God, universe, something will show these eggs. Meanwhile, there is an ability to go get the eggs, like, but I don't know why we're not getting the eggs. Like, I don't feel like the store is like out of our capability, or we're locked there, or that we're like, I feel like there's freedom to go to the store to get the eggs. I don't know, we don't see it, or we might, I think we don't understand it. Like, it never came to us, this idea. It's like we felt like we had to stay there and wait for the egg to come. It's like, but I don't know who gave you that idea or why you thought this, but the longer you sort of held this belief, and then it was like, of course the scrambled eggs will not make themselves because no one's coming with the eggs. Like, no one will come with the eggs. That's a for sure, okay? And so what does this mean? This means, how do I embody myself, meaning put my shoes, my coat, get my wallet, take the steps out my door to go. But first I have to have that idea. At first I have to understand that that's something, you know, and I don't know if I feel like we just didn't see it. But sometimes when we don't see it, it could be out of a a subconscious not wanting to see, but I do feel like you want to see, because I feel like your freedom and your happiness and your peace, like wanting to make the scrambled eggs, is your utmost thing. So why are we not seeing? I don't really keep going. Is it going to be shown to you? We're seeing all this yellow, which is giving me solar plexus, which is giving me this leadership energy. I'm feeling a lot of Aries energy. And I mean, even this rhinoceros it stops at nothing. It's very tough to move its way through any obstacle. Something about your environment seems very much lacking, you know? It seems difficult or dry or rough. It also seems like maybe you have to develop a certain type of toughness to persevere through this environment that might be outside of your... Okay, now I'm seeing... Oh my goodness, it's coming in piecemeal. I'm so sorry. I'm seeing... if we've been in an environment too long in order to persevere. So for example, here we're seeing cactus. So in the desert, if we overwater the cactus, it dies. So, you know, when in Rome, be like the Romans, we might have had to be acclimating ourselves to the environment, but it wasn't us or isn't us no more. And so I feel like now we believe, or we're conditioned to think we're like the cactus here. So if I step outside this door now and I'm in regular outside desert environments, I might shrivel up and die, or it might not support me, you know. But I don't think it's true. I think Spirit is saying, like, keep going through that barrier, like keep moving past that belief or that thought. There is no barrier there, you know. And the thought that my composition has changed because I've been in this environment too long, it's become sort of who I am or what I need to be. It's like, no. That's why the embodiment here, I feel, is like your truest self is always within you here. And that's the thing that's sort of going to be pushing you out of this. But unless we recognize that this is within us, we sort of believe that we're this cactus. I hope this is making sense. It seems very, I don't know what the right word is here, but if you are resonating with the messaging here, then this would definitely be something that you're understanding. Okay, well, let's pull some of these and hopefully we get some more clarity. For this total lunar eclipse for pile 1, why are they seeing this? What do they need to know then? Is this guidance? Oh, what am I communicating here for pile 1? What do they need to know? Isolation. 6. And then we have Jupiter and Virgo. No, I'm sorry, Saturn and Virgo. I don't know why I said Jupiter. Yeah, it's like a Saturn to a Jupiter, like polar opposite of energies here. This is very heavy and very difficult here. I feel like you feel more alone than you are or need to be. And I think this created a belief. And now all that you see is that belief. Of course, it's how we all are. But I think it's very, very untrue. And so we might really think no one understands me. I am alone, will be alone, or have to be alone, or it must be this way. And all of that is like actually what's creating that, because none of those things are true. Like that thing in which we're not liking, because I feel like what you are experiencing, you're not liking. And I feel like we're not maybe seeing the support that is there. And we're not seeing like the ability to go, like I said, and like the thing that we're wanting, we have the ability to engage with, but we're seeing it from a different sort of lens, which is completely false and getting in the way of movement and success here. And so there's something very strong here about choice. Like Two of Wands is all about decisions. Like we're not even seeing the decision to get in our car and go. That's what I mean. We're not seeing it. And then Six is Lovers, which is all about a choice. And like this person is just like in victimhood, you know, not seeing, is sort of processing what it thinks it is. Like I'm a victim, I'm alone, I'm misunderstood, and like, whoa, like wrapped up in this energy. Meanwhile, there's someone there like holding their hand, which they're not even sensing or seeing. Like here too, like it's giving me the same energy. Like here's the universe, okay, or someone in your world, or some opportunity, okay, Ace of Somatics. And in the traditional tarot, the Ace of Somatics is like the hand coming from the cloud, which means the universe is gifting you. And look, there's the ladybug, which is Jupiter, which I was seeing in the Saturn for some reason. Okay, ladybug Jupiter energy, which is the abundance, like full on abundance. Like this full on opportunity, it's beautiful. And I said there's opportunity all around you. There's two things going on here, because when I opened up the reading first, they said there's all this abundance and opportunity around you weren't seeing. And then I said your environment was sort of not understanding and whatever. So I think you're really skewing what you're seeing, and two things could definitely be true. I don't know if you have like a beautiful world around you, fully abundant, and then we're engaged in an environment that is dry and not producing, that feels very harsh. But we feel like we're a part of the harsh environment, and it's like, but then there's this beautiful other environment, and it's like I don't see it, or I don't see a pathway to it, or it's not even a choice for me, or it won't be an option. I don't know. I feel like you see yourself as a cactus. Meanwhile, in order to go live in this beautiful abundance, I'd have to be like a not a succulent, but like a, I don't know, like a you know, a regular plant. I don't know. I just feel like, look at the plant here too. You're not seeing the option in front of you. So what is this new moon bringing here for you? Is it bringing clarity? Like, what is this? Flirtation. Venus and Sagittarius with the number 9. More of these beautiful pink flowers. There's a lot of pink flowers here. We're seeing the sun, which is clarity. Flirtation is like a spark here. And this person is being led. Music always talks to me about our authentic self-expression. It's like our authentic self-expression is leading us someplace. That's where the clarity is. I feel like you're being called and have been I feel like you have been being called for some time. I don't know if that made sense. For quite some time towards the answer of clarity. And it is your truest expression. That is where you were being guided or being called. And I know that you could connect to it, because I do feel like it is something that you are already seeing. But I feel for whatever reason, we're turning our heads from it because we haven't been going in that direction. Almost like we deserve to sit there and suffer for some reason. So there could be beliefs that I must stay here, or there is no way for me to follow my joy, or I don't see the pathway through there, or I must grieve here longer. But we know we don't want to grieve there longer. So I'm not quite sure I'm understanding this reading, pile number 1. And it's starting to not make a whole lot of sense. Like, look, trust yourself. So it's like your authentic expression, where your heart is calling you towards, is where you're being called to take this leadership action and keep going in that direction. And to get out of our own way. But it's like we stopped and we're like, no, I don't know, like, yeah. Are we worried about what the outcome would be? And like 18 is moon. So there's fear potentially, or just confusion all around, again, with the clouds and the moon. So well, the moon is Cancer, so there's a lot of feelings here, and this authentic expression would really speak to our feels, what we truly feel deep down inside, guided. I'm going to pull one more of these, and then we'll see why Spirit is showing us this. Spirit for pile 1. So we have adaptation. Number 3, Moon in Gemini. Yeah, adaptation. Are we really fixed in our way? Rigid. We're very rigid here, even with this cactus. I feel we're rigid. Do we feel like we'd have to give up something or leave something behind? And so we're looking from the lens of lack. What do I have to give up? What do I have to leave behind? Okay, now it's coming through. Wow, this is a very difficult way for me to channel. And I don't know if it's like this for a reason. Like maybe this is why we've covered it up with all this cloud and it's deep in the subconscious here or something that's taken a while to dig it out. But I feel like undoing this thing and knowing what is actually me, the embodied version of self, okay, or what is the perceived illusion of self. And I feel like there's a part of ourselves that is not necessarily who we are, that we identify with, that we have to untangle ourselves from. But I feel like we haven't untangled ourselves. And so we feel like we cannot leave ourselves behind. I can't leave myself behind. How do I do that? And so there's an illusion of I must stay here. Otherwise it'd be like part of me, you know, and we obviously cannot leave ourselves behind. And that's why I said the work is done within. So the belief that that is me or part of who I am and my identity has to be undone so I could be free to move forward. So we got to get out of our own way. And I feel like rather than untangling this inner belief or this world of this isn't me and what it is that's actually calling to me or pulling to me or more aligned with my authenticity or my desire or my truth, then I don't feel like I'm like have to stay here. So adaptability is giving us this clue as to being not so fixed on the ideas that we already sort of generated, that this is this and this is that. So we might be very logical, you know, like this means this, and then case closed, and then we sort of run with that assumption. Meanwhile, it begs the question. It begs the question, meaning, are we making assumptions about certain things like they're true, but they're not? And that's our baseline of assumption. And then we feel like we have no choice and feel like we're really stuck up against no choice because it's like, it's too rigid. Meanwhile, it's not. Let me see, Spirit. Okay, what is going on here with pile 1? Like, are we trying to be really tough about something too, I feel here? You know, like really confidently secure to something, but it's already misaligned to begin with. What does pile 1 need to know about this total lunar eclipse here that I'm tapping into? Trigger statement. This is the way it has always been done. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And look, honoring yourself, your truest expression. True statement. I create my way. You are ready to fulfill your desires by thinking outside the box. The path less traveled may be more fulfilling. I don't know if we want to accept this. Like you have to get in the car to get the eggs. But it's like, this is the way it's always been done. And so we're still stuck in this thing. Yeah, but what's going to change then? What's happening here for pile number 1? Turmeric, it says, belief, trigger statement, it is too late. The true statement, I am free to believe. You're clearing away beliefs, energy, and memories that no longer serve you, so the necessary decisions will be made. Okay, thank you, and look, keep going. You're not quite there yet. And I'm not going to lie. You say, oh, this eclipse is freeing you of all this stuff. This might bring you a lot of clarity or guidance. Okay. What this is telling is you are on the path. Okay. You are on the path of undoing this. I think you're still knee deep in untruths. I think you still have a lot of confusion. I think you're still getting in your own way. But beautiful pile number one, this will all become very clear to you. Keep going. Do not, think that that's it and this is going to be the end of the road. I don't know that you think this, okay, but I do feel like this is confirmation that the change that speaks to your heart, that the path that hasn't been created yet is where you're being guided and pulled to. There is no maybe it's not, or second guessing or whatever. The only reason why you're still where you're at is solely because of you. Okay, and that's fine. But I feel like we now need to accept or embrace this thing that me, within me alone, is where the work is having to be seen and worked through and understood in order for there to then be a movement towards the thing that spirit has been calling me to and that I know is for me. That's the only way to get there. And maybe in the past it was like, I don't know, a whole bunch of other things, that were coming into play, like maybe the eggs will come, I don't know, the idea that other ideas that weren't in line with what was actually true. And what's true here is that we're having to undo a belief so that we can believe in that in which we're being called to do. But it has to come from the embodied self that is initiating this sort of leadership energy to move towards it. We have to trust ourselves. And so again, lack of confidence could be a big one. Disappointments of the past, experiences of the past stuck in our way because it's like, this has kept me safe. And so those are all internal things that I've held on to that have kept me in a world of suffering. And I think the world of suffering is now become too boring, cold, hurtful, disinteresting. And I think we might have seen a glimpse, because I feel like there's something around us is like a Jupiter energy, abundant, beautiful, like it feels solid, it feels secure, it feels stable, it feels grounded, it feels like it speaks to your soul, it feels clear, it feels warm, it feels loving. Like all of this is already around you. This is why it's so difficult. It's like, what's happened here? And it's like, what's happened here is that I might see these things, but I don't believe it's for me. Or I see these things, but I just choose to sort of do what I've sort of always done here out of a belief that that's where I have to be or am required to be a little bit more. I am free to believe. I create my way. Adaptability. 3 is after the 2. Okay, so the 2 of Wands is all about choices and even having to see that it's in front of us. 3 is like, we've done all the inner work and everything we're needing to get on that ship. So we're looking to the horizon. It's like in the 3 of Wands, the guy is looking over the horizon, meaning like all possibilities are for me. I think we weren't seeing all the beautiful possibilities in front of us, could be for us. And now it's like, yes, there could be beautiful abundance and opportunity in front of me, but I have to be able to see it first so I can move towards it. And maybe in the past, we just couldn't see it, It's not for me. We cut it, shut it out or cut it off before it even became a thing. And now I feel like we finally see it, but maybe it's like, well, we see it, but how do I get there? Look at these pink flowers that keep coming through again. Now this guy's holding them this time. And it was in this one too, growing in the background there, out of the concrete. And so, yeah, like I feel like even the cactus growing in the desert and this beautiful flower growing in the concrete, I feel like despite your environment or what you've gone through or something like this, there's beautiful abundance here for you to partake. And I feel like it's asking you to sort of seize the moment, or again, like you're the one that needs to initiate this motion. Yeah, and even grabbing the moon. So it's like we need to get our fears, understand our fear. Like, is our fear based in truths, or is our fear just based in illusion, you know? And we know that the moon is casting shadows and illusions that aren't necessarily true. And I think we were needing to get it all under control for pile 1 and this total lunar eclipse. What are they needing to know? Geranium, nurturing, trigger statement, I am all in my head. True statement, I create with pleasure. Take time to rest, and in that time, be open to creative pursuits. Surround yourself with things that please your senses and be gentle with yourself. Okay. In other words, don't follow Linda's readings because I'm not always gentle, you know? And normally I would just be like, blah, blah, blah with this because to me it seems like a no-brainer, obvious, but I see, you know, I hear you, I see you. And maybe this is it, you know, because now all of a sudden I'm like reading differently. I think you're having patience with yourself. You can't force this. And I think that's the frustration. It's like, I just want to go, you know, I just wish I could believe in that. And it doesn't matter like what anyone would tell you. You're not just all of a sudden going to believe in yourself and have this confidence and do the thing, you know, even if it does feel right. There's like this energy of the past that's been weighing you down and clouding your ability in yourself. But this thing within self is something you're needing to be very patient with, nurture self, honor self, see the beliefs that are untrue, and then see what is actually within your ability. And I think this is what you're doing, but it does take time. We cannot rush it. And maybe we feel like with this, it's too late. Like this opportunity will pass me by, you know? And the Spirit is saying what's for you will never pass you by. We might have opportunities that do pass us by as sort of an awakening or put us on a path to somewhere. But then that means something better or more aligned or specific to us will be put in front of us, if not that. Okay, and so, but I do feel like this is generating this energy from within you to get out of this state, because I feel like you've been in this state for a while. Like your environment just isn't a place where you could grow anymore or be healthy or expand, and you were limited by your environment. Like I said, this could be work, it could be a relationship, it could be your home life, your family life, you know, where you live, like geographically, I don't know. But it seems like your environment is totally misaligned with your energy now. And we just believe that we couldn't or shouldn't or didn't have it within us to do something other than what it was that we knew, because we were really like believing that's to be us. You and your environment might have, you know, been one or something like this. There's a little fruit fly flying around. No, I don't want to kill it, but it's flying around here. So what do you want, fruit fly? So I feel like I'm missing things here. I really do. Pile 1, let's see. Spirit, can we help pile 1? Like, what does pile 1 need to know about this total lunar eclipse that I'm missing? Can we close out this reading with what they're needing to know, what it is I'm missing, questions they might have? It seems like it's just a matter of patience, you know, but nobody likes to hear that, and neither do I. So what does it say? Death's passage. Yeah, look at the death card in reverse. We're having a hard time releasing certain things that are already done, you know, accepting, and we can never include anything more when we're at capacity. And so if we're full of the old, if our hands are full of the old, we cannot accept the new. And so I use the analogy of the dead dog. You know, it's like when we have the live dog, we can hold the dog, hug the dog, but then when it's dead, but we're still hanging on to it. Our hands are still full, whether he's alive or dead. So we can't embrace a new dog, you know? But it's like now we're just sitting there with a dog with maggots. Okay, so it's time for us to accept the release of this thing. But I feel like we're having a very difficult time, or we're prolonging this with the beliefs or the mindset that is seeing something other than what's actually there, or accepting what's there. Okay, but why? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So we cannot, you're being called. Destiny's calling you. Fate is calling you. Wheel of Optimism, it even says. So we're stuck in pessimism, meaning we're seeing what might not work, what hasn't worked, and we're getting stuck there. But it never worked like this, or I did this in the past, it didn't work, or what if it doesn't work? That sort of thing is keeping us stuck, because that is mindset of the past. That is not trusting in yourself. That is not trusting in the universe. And then it's like, so I might as well stay put, or I might as well hang on to this dead dog, you know? So what do we have? We have Six of Swords, which is moving away slowly from difficulty. Kind of getting a lot of Pisces energy, although this is swords. It's giving me Pisces because these turtles are in water. And Pisces is the fish. And the fish of Pisces are like not very clear in direction, because the fish of Pisces are going in two different directions. So there's like a mixture of emotion and cloudiness and uncertainty, you know? And I feel like because it's represented here by the Six of Swords, it's like wherever we were sort of too many emotions, because we could feel like a lot of love and a lot of pull for like a lot of things, you know, that might be conflicting, keeping us sort of stuck and not able to move in any direction and stay in this confusion. But I feel like whatever was clouded is becoming clear. There is movement in this energy. It's very slow, but there's a breakthrough of moving in a direction here, away from the dead dog. Yeah, Two of Swords in reverse, Two of Thoughts. So wherever we were stagnant, wherever we hit a stalemate, again, two conflicting things, two conflicting thoughts. I'm in two minds. Like here, if I stay, I'm safe. I'm confident that, you know, I picked the devil I know. But it's like it hasn't been producing, it's dry and all these other things. And then this other sword was like this abundant ladybug thing that I feel has been calling and pulling and feeling like completely different. But that would require some form of a release, some form of a trust of self, some form of an acceptance, some form of movement. And we've been sort of stale on it, sleeping on it, or just non-decisive of it. And I think we sat there so long that the universe was like still turning, and it's like, okay, maybe it's too late now, you know? Because sometimes in reverse, it's like a decision was made that we didn't like, or the universe showed us something that, yeah, like the indecision was a decision in itself, and the universe was turning. It's like, I don't like this. I think we just stayed put for so long. Okay, now another message is coming through. Sorry, I just keep channeling until the messages sort of peter out here. But I feel like the spirit is talking about with this eclipse. I think I'm using the dead dog analogy, okay? I'm sorry if it seems cold here, but this is what it really seems like. This dog is no longer alive. Whatever in your world is no longer the same as what it was, meaning it's not bringing that same thing. It might bring us something, you know? The dead dog still has fur. The memory to the dead dog exists whether we hang on to this dog or not. But the fact, if we stay here, we cannot prevent maggots from coming and rot from happening. It's happening like this. And so I feel like this new phase isn't one of choice. It's one of the universe where you've been stuck and sitting, where you've been called to move or accept something, haven't. And then it becomes very apparent here that's like, wow, you know, you wake up one day and it's like, this is definitely not the same dog that it was when it was my pet. And we have no choice but to move. I don't feel this is a choice of your own. And maybe this is it. Like, well, you didn't understand why your dog had to die, or why I got to move, or whatever. But I feel like, but we are connected to this other thing, because, like I said, it's like we're being called, we're being pulled. It speaks to us. It's like we don't want to see that. This is a big fat fucking question mark. You guys are going to have to tell me, because I can't understand why I don't understand this reading, really, and why we don't want to see it, you know? Like we're really attached to this dog then, or we feel like it's part of our identity, or that the memory will go away with it and then that didn't happen or something like this. Like, what is this belief here? What am I missing, Spirit? Please. Final one. And then I'm piecing out because this is really a long reading. But what is going on here with file number 1? Why are they hanging on to this? The integration of spirit. So spirit is wands, and this is the this is the King of Wands. Confidence, embodied leadership. And we're just lacking the confidence to move forward, you guys. And we're playing small and comfortable where we're at. Okay. Really? Maybe I just don't want to accept it. Integration of somatics. Now, this is the King of Pentacles. We have 2 kings here. You guys are very powerful. 9 of Cups. 9 of Feelings. Beautiful angels. When you're moving forward, okay? You are moving forward, but I don't think it's of your own sort of confidence you're doing. But Spirit's saying eventually the confidence is going to come online. Eventually you're going to connect to your own power. Wherever you're being called is where you're going to build your own confidence, legacy. You're going to get very grounded and see your own power. This is going to bring you ultimate happiness, emotional happiness, your wish come true. I feel like you don't see this or understand this, and you're resisting this or fighting this, and this one keeps speaking to me. And so we keep dreading, you know, but it's like it's just a lack of confidence that this could be for us or will succeed. And so we resist it, or we don't do anything here. I don't get it. Okay, but I feel like there is the capacity for you within you to be completely aligned with whatever this is. And it totally fulfills you. It's like like this would be the opposite of this, you know? It's like here I'm like completely not feeling it, feeling disengaged, bored, isolated. You even had isolation on one of those cards. And this is like completely fulfilled, emotionally happy, something speaking to your heart, and getting what it is you desire. 7 of Chariot of Direction, Chariot of Direction and reverse. So Cancer energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We're needing to find our own sense of balance, confidence, and integrate the shadow self. And the shadow self, again, this embodiment, okay, is all about integration. And even in this deck, integration of spirits, the integration of somatics. It's like we needed to integrate what was hurt. We needed to integrate the fragmented self. We needed to integrate parts of self that were sort of disjointed and release the parts that weren't us, that we were maybe still attached to, that were creating this belief of a lack of confidence or an inability to do. Okay. And then I feel like once this is sort of done, we can have success on the other side. But I feel like we're not doing it. I feel like the universe is doing this for us. I feel like you're fated to experience this, but you've been resisting and fighting is what I feel. I feel like you don't know how to do this. This is really how I feel. And this is almost like the universe is just like, it's going to happen either which way. And it's going to be very uncomfortable, you know, because it's putting you right outside of your comfort zone, whether you like it or not. And I see that the universe definitely doesn't impede on our self-will. Okay. But the universe doesn't stop flowing, and reality doesn't stop happening. And so the only free will we really have is to make decisions that with the things in front of us. The universe is in charge of what's in front of us and the reality in front of us. And reality is neutral. There is no significance other than that in which we put on the reality we're seeing. So we say what's right and wrong. We say what's blue and black and green, what's good and bad, and all of this stuff. We do this out of our own perception. We're the creator power within us to see things the way we want. And I feel like the universe is putting abundance in front of you and all of this stuff. And I feel like we've been out of choice. Okay, of course, we might not realize we're doing this, of course, out of choice. And we're staying put. We're having negative self-speak. We're not seeing. We don't want to release. We're staying in the comfort zone. And the universe is like, wow, child, over here is your calling. Over here is your wish come true and complete fulfillment. Over here is like where I've been showing you and guiding you and pulling you. It's aligned with your authenticity. Do you feel it? Can you see it? And we're like, I don't want to see it. You know, I don't want to see it, or I don't know if it's want. I don't know. Only you know. This energy is very interesting. Okay, if it's not your energy, definitely someone you might be dealing with, but this is your reading. Pile number 1. I don't know what else to say, but you're coming out of this. You definitely are. And the universe is like, we've had enough. You know, it's just been delayed, I feel here. You know, with the Chariot in reverse, it's been delayed. We had car problems. We couldn't get balanced. We sat there too long. We're still trying to convince ourselves, but there's a need to be patient. There's a need to trust yourself. There's a need to work with the universe. The more we resist, the more we hang on to the dead dog, and the more we believe the untruth because of our perception in the past that's happened in our experience, the more suffering happens here. Okay, the more suffering. So we're needing to let go and let God and then get moved in the right direction. And you will see. Okay, you will see great abundance here. Beautiful angel. So this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 2. You guys picked this card right here, and I think it was the manifester. Yeah, 14, the manifester. Affirmation, I am manifesting what I see in my mind's eye with the number 14. So we have some Sagittarius energy and some Taurus energy and some Magician, which would be Virgo, Gemini. So I am including the essential oil oracle cards, which I didn't say in the beginning because I do want to include these. But let's take a look at what it is that this full moon eclipse in full moon in Pisces, sorry, with this lunar eclipse is bringing energetically here for the viewer. Okay, for pile number 2. Pile 1's got me in a head spin, in a tizzy here, okay? So I'm seeing some peacocks here, and they're going 2 separate ways. Peacocks can talk about our ego, our pride, but peacocks can also talk about our self-expression, healthy part of our self-expression. Swan can definitely talk about love. I only see one, so it could be talking about self-love. That's coming through very strong. And I'm also seeing a bunch of swifts. And swifts were used to sort of see how close we are to land. Okay, like the Navy would use them to see how close they are to land when they're on their journey. So let's see. Spirits, what's going on here for pile 2 in regards to this lunar eclipse and this full moon in Pisces? We have the 4 of somatics. Great. I say great because 4 Pentacles always comes out in the readings here. My readings anyway. There's a little piggy. Charlotte's Web. I just came through Charlotte's Web. Okay. Anyway, the Ace of Thoughts. So Ace of Swords in reverse. And then we have the Experience of Thoughts, which is the Knight of Swords. Okay. Let me sit here with this energy before we pull anything else to see what pulls through. I'm manifesting what I see in my mind's eye, and what we're seeing is not what we're seeing because the Ace of Swords is in reverse. Okay. Challenging readings so far. Pile number 2. I feel like there's a good intention, okay, of what it is that you're sort of wanting to manifest. But I feel as though there's 2 energies within your energy field that are coming from you that might be preventing a full-on manifestation of what you truly want. It's almost like saying, I want to go outside, and so I go into my bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it contradicts it. And so I think there's something you want to manifest, but you're doing something that is counterintuitive to it. And I feel like it's hanging on to something at all costs in some way. And so the more we hang on to that and have that belief or that understanding, we cannot see how to manifest the thing in which we want. And I do feel like there's been a struggle and a challenge. And I do feel, because again, the two peacocks coming forward, it could be we've been in a battle of wits with someone else, or two egos getting flared. Okay, could be two parts of yourself. Could be at odds. Okay, it could be an external person. I feel like there's something very heavy again about self-love, the pure self, and the authentic self. When I say pure self, the authentic self that's not coming from ego makes different decisions than the ego version of self. And I think the ego version of self, okay, is under maybe one belief that might be untrue, that is creating this perception of lack, or I must do X. And we don't have to, because it's creating some sort of belief that's like, if I let go, I'll be without. But I feel like we've been through the ringer, and I do feel like the longer we're there, the more it feels like we're getting beat up in some way. And so this is going against self-love, because it's like, we could say, I love myself, or it is in the name of love. Okay, just kind of follow along, or it is true or pure. And meanwhile, the reality of it is like, I'm beat, I'm bruised, I'm in an environment that's actually showing me the opposite of self-love. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a need to see something about the truth that needs to be cleared up in order for us to deal with and confront and break out of this, which I do feel like this total lunar eclipse, and this full moon might be presenting itself so you could break free from something. Oh, this feels very fast, but it also feels very confrontational. So I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to pull some oracles here, okay? And we'll see some more. Spirit, for pile number 2, what are we seeing here energetically with this full moon in Pisces? It says, lean into true intimacy. Lean into true intimacy. And we see the snail. Snail carries his home on his back, which means he doesn't have any roots. So it definitely could be someone who's independent or free in some way, doesn't want to get rooted. But then this is opposite. This is like clinging and hanging on. Lean into true intimacy. Okay, let's see another one. Spirit, for pile number 2, what is the energy of this lunar eclipse bringing in for pile 2? Porcupine, trust, open-hearted vulnerability, intimacy, vulnerability. So again, the shell, protective, the needles, protective. Somebody's defensive and protecting, keeping people out rather than being intimate. Maybe even being defensive and guarded in their words and their way. Coyote, illuminate your illusions. Okay, we're definitely seeing something that's threatening. Now, we might be very, very much of the mind that I must protect myself. So we are held back and we're guarded. It isn't from a place of self-love. And we might think that if I love myself, I'd protect myself here, and I wouldn't trust this environment to be vulnerable or to be intimate or to let myself go. Meanwhile, like I said, like we're experiencing the opposite. It's like we're not experiencing love then, and we're not doing it at a place of self-love because we're actually choosing to not be loved. because we cannot give love or invest in love or participate. Okay, and I'm saying love because love doesn't have to be intimate, but it's like when we're truly vulnerable, when we're able to be intimate, when we're able to open our heart, and then that's from a place of love. Okay, but when we are sort of telling ourselves that people are out to get us or that it might be threatening or hurting us, we're sort of held back here, but we're actually not seeing a truth. And we're needing to illuminate this fact. And so does this mean people will not hurt you? No. This means that whatever happens is going to happen neutrally. And however it is that we intake other people's actions is solely up to us. And so if we're under the illusion that other people acting as a direct slight at us, or it could take something from us or impose something on us, then we have a misbelief. Nobody can do anything to you, and people are just doing actions based on their own projections and their own veil, how they see the universe, and not as a direct thing towards you. I do feel there's another here. Leopard, embrace your uniqueness. I'll put another one here. Flamingo, find healthy balance. So I feel we're really held back and stuck. But I also feel like something about not having roots here, and so sort of like these opposite energies. And maybe this is the thing. It's like I want to be independent. I don't want to commit to anywhere or build roots anywhere secure, because that would require me to be vulnerable and intimate. And so I'm defensive and guarded and really held back here because I want my ability to move with my own sort of freedom. But it's like, the freedom for what? Because we're closed out and we're very defensive here. And so it's like an illusion that's cast here and an untruth. So we might be very defensive with our words or something like this. And so there's a need to find some form of balance here. Okay, but I still don't see what this eclipse is bringing here energetically for you. Let's see. Spirit, why are we seeing this for pile number 2? What is the messaging here then for pile number 2 regarding this energy? What does pile 2 need to know about the energy coming in with this total lunar eclipse? Organization and decision. Okay, well, we have Mars in Gemini, and we have Mercury in Capricorn, 3 and 10. See the chess board, and we see the wheats. I'll pull one more. Practicality. Yeah, okay. Lots of earth energy coming through. We have Capricorn coming through twice. Okay, and then we have the moon here again. So Cancer energy. Okay, moon, meaning that there might be some, again, not really seeing clearly and taking decisions. So pile number 2, and we'll pull some more cards here, but I think we're getting the feel of the land. I feel like the overall energy you have been in is one of indecision, or most likely waiting or wanting to be certain, and some form of understanding you might have logically about how something should be or can be before we feel comfortable. And so there's a lot of strategizing and planning and this sort of a thing, it could be something you've been working on for quite some time, because I feel like there's cultivating something, there's like nurturing and maintaining something. Okay, but I feel like the type of thing that we're actually being called to partake in isn't something that could be something that is like generated in a way here that we could strategize of the mind so much, because the mind will never come with the right time for us to trust and be vulnerable and intimate. This is something more that comes from like the moon energy, which is our like emotional body, listening to our intuition, when to do and say and be, comes from this feeling, not from when we can plan it out. And I feel like there's a lot of planning. Plan the right time or the right moment or this. And it's like, we just like using our mind and we keep missing it by. And it becomes very confusing. Because I do feel like there's something beneficial here, or something to be harvested, or something to be of benefit to you, rewarding, fulfilling, and this sort of a thing. But it requires your participation in a way here that is more trusting when it comes to your feelings and your intuition and your emotions, not necessarily investing in it in like in a action way, because this seems like action. This seems like logic. This seems like I will do this, I will do that, I will, and then we're sort of stuck in this sort of a thing because it feels safer. But this opportunity, because I do feel it's an opportunity for you to reap some sort of benefit here, would require open-hearted vulnerability. And in order to do this, I feel like we have to connect to some part of ourself that maybe we've been trying to avoid. And so others cannot get in here. And so we are defensive or we're argumentative. And I feel like even with these two peacocks, like I said, going separate ways, maybe we get into arguments with people, the ego flares up. And it's like, I don't feel understood or seen. It's like, yeah, we won't feel understood or seen because we're not allowing ourselves to be seen. It's kind of like a catch-22. It's like, yes, I am, because I'm like strategizing and doing this, but this isn't true intimacy. This is like a planning of something that is felt on an energetic level that people cannot connect to. And so there needs to be a healthy balance of mind and heart, of listening to the intuition, but also of logic that you're being shown here in order to engage, in order to do something here. So I think this is being shown to you with this full moon in Pisces and the lunar eclipse. So let's see, because you do have an illusion here that a way of you being in a certain way is going to create some sort of something for you. But it's like, no, we're just held back. It's just from fear. It's just through this inability to open up here. Okay, nurturing. Trigger statement. I am all in my head. This came out for pile 1 if you were pulled to that. Geranium. True statement. I create with pleasure. Take time to rest, and in that time, be open to creative pursuits. Surround yourself with things that please your senses and be gentle with yourself. Tangerine. Innocence. Trigger statement. I have so much to do. True statement. I am playful. Let the burdening of responsibility go in the moment and look at your world through the eyes of a child. So a child can be vulnerable. A child doesn't make up. Yeah, this is like Page of Cups energy. I feel like you're being asked to be innocent with your heart and learn to trust here again, I feel like the universe wants to nurture this part of you. And we've been like, I really feel like in an energy here of like, I will be screwed over, or I have been screwed over, and therefore I'll keep it to myself. I'll hold on to myself. I'll wait for this moment or this thing to be shown to me or for it to be understood. And it's like, no, this isn't where it comes from. And I do feel like there's something very nurturing about your environment here that's coming forward that we can't partake in when we're closed off or not coming from the place of innocence and trust, because we're not seeing it. Spirit for pile number 2, what are they needing to know about this energy? It says balance. Wow, and look, find a healthy balance. It says balance. Lavender, trigger statement. No one understands me. True statement. I ask for what I need from a place of love. You need to stand up and speak your truth. What you wish for is what the universe wishes for you. That's what this Knight of Swords is, speaking your truth. So I feel that, I feel there's more, but I don't feel that's the right one. Yes, balance, healthy balance. So a healthy balance between, there it is, it flipped over. Patchouli, earthly. Yeah, there's an earth energy coming, lots of Capricorn too. So I hate my body is the trigger statement. And the true statement is my body is my temple. Remember that you are a spiritual being having an earthly experience. Revere your loyal, sacred body. So earthly is pentacles here. Beautiful angel. I feel like there's something about self-love that's really being highlighted to you in the practical world here. Okay, and I feel like we're not seeing through the lie or the belief here that we tell ourselves that's actually destructive to what it is that I think you're trying to cultivate or work on. And so I feel like there's a need to really, really embrace this self-love, not from a position of like, I'm just going to like, you know, like take a bubble bath here or pamper myself or take time out. This is about when we choose ourselves, it's like putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations if we must, so that we don't betray ourselves, saying what we need to say, doing what we need to do, standing up for ourselves when we need to. This shows ourselves it's like, I love you. And I feel like for some of you guys, we might be doing things here that might be showing ourselves we don't, like indulging in destructive things, you know, habits, vices, relationships, environment. It's like we're telling ourselves, like, I don't love you enough to stand up or to stop doing this or to say enough of this. Like, no more of that. Okay, so I ask for what I need. It's like I will not silence myself. And so I feel like we're not seeing that we're needing to sort of be the keeper of our own happiness and peace. And I think this would require us putting ourselves out there with this true intimacy and this, what was it? Yeah, like open-hearted vulnerability. Because manifesting what we want would mean we'd have to say to the universe, like, I am worthy of this and this is where I'm headed. But when we tell the universe that we're undeserving by our action or being staying put, and I do feel you're somewhere here where like she's been through it. Like, my body's my temple, and look, she seems like she's been just through it, you know? Like we're a punching bag here. Hopefully you're not, but I just feel like, I don't know, your body is exhausted. You're physically drained. People around you may not be treating you good. You might be in a situation, for some of you guys, in a relationship maybe where, again, someone's ego might be flared. Maybe we're putting ourselves behind someone else. I feel like there's some unclarity here too. So let's see, there's a lack of clarity. So Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know then about this energy coming in with the lunar eclipse? So we have introspection of somatics. So the Queen of Pentacles, and she's in reverse. Yeah, there's some form of dependency we have here. This could be dependent on something that's actually destructive to us, you know? And we created this dependency, and we rely on this dependency because it's easier than allowing ourselves to sort of see a greater truth. But this would require us to lean into our own self-love. 3 of Wands in the upright, which is all about forward movement and growth. And she has her foot replaced here. So there's been a past experience that limits your movement. Maybe we feel very limited by what happened in the past to even be able to move. But I feel you can move, but I feel like you're, yeah, like she's like not even looking at the wands and she's sitting down. But it's like she can move despite what's happened to her. I feel like you can move, but maybe we just feel like we have to stay dependent on something here. The integration of somatics. Wow. So we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles, and they're both in reverse. The Chariot of Direction, Cancer energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Justice of Divine Truth, Libra energy, balance again, balance. Feminine and masculine balance. And the Chariot is about balance. Everything here is talking about balance in order to move to the next stage. There is something going on in your practical world, I feel, okay? Now, I do feel I was getting those peacock energies, the masculine, the feminine, could definitely be parts of self, okay? And there could be like two different sort of, parts that are needing to come into balance and are needing to sort of work together. So definitely if this is part of yourself, you're needing to find full integration of self. But I feel like this is, I'm not seeing the Temperance, although, is this number 14? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, beautiful angels is slowly coming together. I don't know why these readings are so long, but finally coming together. Temperance. This is all about working together to create harmony and cohesion within self. Will allow you to come into harmony and cohesion with other. I feel like we must be in an energy that's fully integrated within ourselves so that we could find balance and healing and see clearly and truthfully situations around us. If we're out of balance, then there's no way we're able to see situations clearly in front of us, meaning more arguments, more untruths we're dealing with. And then we start dealing with the illusion rather than the reality of a situation. Okay, so I don't know if right now you're in a situation with someone, or like I said, it feels to me like it could be two aspects of self, but it's like masculine and the feminine on sort of two different pages, completely out of balance. There's something about working together, finding balance through shadow integration. Okay, and I do feel there's something most likely karmic about this, working through the illusions so that there could be progress, so that there could be a forward movement. And I feel like things have been stuck for some time. And I feel like what Spirit's talking about is this time period has been to generate the supports that we're needing in order for the movement to then happen. Because I feel like without this leg, like it'd be almost impossible for her to hobble towards, her, where she's supposed to sort of go to the next phase. And so I think you have been under some energy here where things have been worked on. And I don't feel like we need to stay here anymore. I feel like what Spirit is saying is that the horizon is here. There is now a need for us to trust that we are being called to move forward here, and that everything that has been sort of happening has been working to create some form of balance, some form of integration, some form of acceptance so that we can come out. Okay, but this would require us to trust in the universe and not be too held back. But I feel like it's been a tough situation, because I do feel like we've gone through the ringer here. It's been almost feeling even abusive. This is kind of how it feels. And so we might not trust. It's like, I don't trust to just be vulnerable or intimate or let myself sort of engage here. It feels very discombobulated. I'm feeling all these different pockets. None of it is sort of meshed together. So all of these things might be sort of on the surface right now, and it's needing to be integrated all together in order for there to be movement. Because I feel like right now it's all spotted. It's like there's a held back energy. There's a past that's been creating suffering. Like I said, almost feels like abusive. I feel like there's this not treating the body good. So there could be bad habits and vices. And then I also see that there's a lack of trust in being vulnerable and intimate. And then there's a need for self-love. Like all of these things could be aspects. And then there's disagreements. There's ego in play. There's like defensiveness. There might have been arguments. There was more mind than heart, because there might have been game playing here, strategizing here. And then Spirit is saying like the balance is this whole thing coming into focus or balance. Okay, like in order for there to be getting on the ship for the next page or the next chapter. But there's been a lot of illusion. There's been a lot of fears. There's been a lot of having to integrate things that were creating the challenge here. And I do feel like there's a lot of karmic things unfolding. So where then is this Three of Wands like leading to, because I feel like there is an integration of all of this stuff in order to create harmony. But where's this Three of Wands then leading to? Experience of feelings. So that's the Knight of Cups, how we express love and show love. Seven of Wands in reverse, a surrender. Okay, and then the Two of Wands is a choice. The Magician's manifestation, again, manifestation, that was your first card, but it is in reverse. And then surrendered perspective, which is the Hangman, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini. And yeah, okay, and he's in the upright. So what's under here? The two giraffes, two different perspectives again, 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. So what does this mean? Beautiful people. I do feel like there's two things coming into harmony. I don't know. Again, like I said, relationship most likely is a result of you coming into harmony with self. Okay. But I do feel there's two energies here when we talk 10 cups. And with the two giraffes, it's like two people from two different points of view having to sort of agree to even maybe disagree, but to be harmonious, to work together. Okay. But we must see sort of above ourselves in our own position. And so I feel like maybe we had to work with situations or people where it's like we really had to move beyond our own point of view in order for there to be something that feels safe or feels like it is harmonious. I feel like this is shifting. This is slowly working through. And I feel like we might have been working against rather than with. And I feel like this was impacting the path ahead of us, the road ahead of us. And so maybe we couldn't get on the ship because it was like, first we must do the groundwork. First we must, like I said, create the leg in order to get on the ship. In order to be 3 wands, we must do the 2 wands first. And 2 wands is like we were doing the groundwork. We actually see this option in front of us, which I think would require the opposite of what maybe we were thinking, which is like, I have to fight my way through it, or I have to stay my way through it, or I have to be held back through it, or I have to prove my way through it. It's like, no, that's actually opposite. It's like surrender your way through it. Don't hang on to it. Don't be held back. Be vulnerable, trust, be open, or maybe like whatever you were doing, because I feel like there's a mixture of energy here. And so whatever you were doing was creating the opposite. And this is why it says you are the master manifester, but what you see is sort of what you get. And so if we're working with illusion, we keep manifesting illusion. And this means, again, like the difficulty that I've been experiencing here, we have to accept that it's been of my doing. And so I wasn't manifesting the thing that I truly wanted, because I feel like what you truly wanted couldn't manifest the more we sort of doubled down in our energy. That was actually reacting on the illusion, living in the illusion, supporting that untruth. It's like, well, no, that's untrue. Stop doing that and start leaning into and seeing a greater reality of truth of what you were called to do, which we can't see right away until we sort of sit with ourselves and see beyond this and see certain things we couldn't in the past. So it's like, oh, I could see this person's point of view, or I could see beyond myself, or finally understand maybe I wasn't accurate or right, that there is more truth, or that both things could be true, or this is how I could find harmony with this other aspect. Because there is 2 different aspects here, I feel. And instead of going head to head or confrontational or doing the thing we've always done, I feel like it's pushing us outside of this thing to be able to manifest what we want. But I feel like this full moon or this eclipse is like harmonizing all of this energy that I've been talking about in order for there to be harmony, in order for there to be a coming together, for us to sort of mend fences or see other perspectives and be okay and accepting of it. Yeah. So it's beautiful energy, although very, very much, wow, like I don't even know how to untangle this whole thing, and I feel like we're still mixing this sort of soup, if you will, or still alchemizing the energy. And because the temperance is an energy of like transition, I feel like, because it's like taking one realm and the other realm and like mixing it in a way so we could like, it's like the bridge. I'm seeing like the bridge here. So even here, I'm seeing like two worlds coming together, but I'm also seeing like the bridge from the old world to the new world. And I feel like the middle spot, which is this temperance, is still all really blah. Like it feels again like this dog's breakfast soup thing that we're mixing, because we have to work through all of these different aspects. And like I say, I don't know if this is your aspect and someone else's, and all of this is being highlighted and being like married together. Okay, because again, this is a marriage. Okay, a marriage and a union, and temperance is definitely like a marriage of two things. There's like harmony of two things coming together. This is this balance. Okay, but I feel like there's a need for the driver to be self-love and speaking from a true place of authenticity, not game playing. And so maybe both people were sort of protecting self or game playing, or like we were trying to do something within ourselves rather than support ourselves. And it was like the more we did this, the more we were acting in illusion. Nothing was coming clear or balanced. It's like we were just sort of playing the game, you know, playing the dream. Or the nightmare, I should say. And we couldn't wake up from it because we weren't in reality. We kept like engaging in this gameplay or something. And it's like, no, the clear reality is the truth. And the truth would be to see something from a higher perspective here, which would allow for different decisions, different choices, actually see clearly that there are choices so we can manifest differently. And maybe we were really manifesting from a place of like, you know, like again, like what's in it for me, or how can I win, or how could I get the outcome I want, or how could I succeed and get the final say, or like it was me versus them. Me, you know, me versus another part. It was like a win-lose type mentality. And it's like, well, we can't really proceed anywhere with the win-lose type mentality. And so maybe this realization with the moon is like, there is no need to win and lose. Like there's a way we both can win, or there's a way we can both work together, or there's seeing through the illusion of this separate self, that there is nothing separate, that you and I are one, that I don't need to concoct any way to manipulate energy. You know, I think this is all coming into reality here. Okay. I hope this made sense for you guys, beautiful angel. But yeah, embrace your uniqueness and look how unique she is. It's almost like this journey has been so unique to the results of where this thing is going. It's very unique, it's very special, and it's very, I feel, karmic here. Okay, oops, I thought we had justice under here. It might have been in the last round, but here we have death. So something's definitely transitioning, transforming, being released. And then we have the Three of Cups. So harmony again. Harmony, harmony, harmony everywhere. Once we're balanced, we're harmonious. We could come together. Okay, Three Cups is the cups is the card of finding our soul tribe. It's the card of reconciliation. It's the card of coming together. And I feel like at the beginning, it was like two people going their separate ways or having their separate agendas. How can you harmonize this? It's like you can't. It can't be a you versus me, or else we're always separate and we're always sort of thinking we're right, and it's two flared egos. This is like opposite energy. It's like, let's take our ideas and work together. Let's harmonize this. Let's leave what doesn't serve, that's creating pain or suffering, or like the defensiveness that maybe was keeping people out or keeping people feeling like they were under attack or something like this, you know? But this was all like a strategy of sorts, because it was like, I must do this. And this isn't out of a self-love, but this is actually out of a self-preservation, you know? Because when we're truly acting from a place of self-love, and we know that we are, then we can see beyond other people's suffering and love these people as well, like these people's egos, I should say, whoever we're dealing with or the situation. But when we're defensive and we're seeing everything as separate, then we know that there's something within us seeing us sort of as lacking, you know, without or separate or removed. And as long as we're seeing that ourselves from those eyes, we're not seeing the true version of us, that we're whole, that we're complete. And so it generates this sort of an energy of you versus me, because I must win or I must protect myself. It's like, no, that's an illusion. That's not true. Okay, so here's a big mess. Beautiful pile number 2. This is your reading. I hope you guys have a beautiful full moon, and I will see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Pile number 3. You guys picked this card right here. There goes my email. And it says the creator, number 17, affirmation. I love playing the wonder-filled game of life creatively. So 17 is Aquarius energy. It's also Leo energy. Okay, so I was getting mending when I saw this because it looks like she's sewing something. But what we're looking at is we're going to tap into the energy of the total lunar eclipse, this full moon in Pisces, to see what energy is coming in with this. Okay, so pile 1 and 2 are so intertwined and took forever to get to the message. So I don't know if I'm just off with my channeling or what the heck is happening here, or Spirit's just really trying to pull it out of me. But hopefully we can understand what the messaging is, okay, with this energy. Although all the readings are timeless, so you don't have to be at the time of the eclipse to resonate with this messaging. Okay, I will be using the essential oil oracle cards as well, which I didn't mention at the beginning of the reading. So let's take a look at what it is that Spirit's wanting to communicate in regards to the energy coming through with this total lunar eclipse, full moon in Pisces, for pile number 3. Feeling Scorpio energy as well, you guys. And some Pisces, but I think the Pisces is coming with the full moon. So we had Aquarius, and we have Leo, Scorpio, and Pisces so far. Okay. We have the Ace of Somatics in reverse. Pile 1 had this card in the exact same spot, except it was upright. So the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, that's all about creating something, but it is in the reverse. Okay, and then we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. And beautiful tiger. So I'm getting some divine feminine energy from the tiger. 2 of Wands. And the introspection of feelings, which is the Queen of Cups in reverse, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Okay, I'm going to sit with this energy just to see what comes through before we pull some of the oracles. Interesting. So I have lots of questions, but there is some energy that pulls through here. I feel like you guys, it does feel like there's a release of something here, where you guys might have felt like you were at the mercy of timing almost. It feels like time, but it could just be like things need to be right, or I'll feel when it's right in some way here. I'm reading this totally intuitive, okay? Like some of these cards aren't even really talking about this so much as the energy that I'm really feeling. Like I feel like there's something very big, okay? Like maybe you've been called or pulled to or understand here intuitively of something that is big or needing some more action or some engagement with, but it's almost like it was never the right time, or I felt like I had to do something else or wait for it to be the time. So this doesn't necessarily mean you were like waiting, but it just seemed like it was like, well, not now, you know, it seems like not now, or eventually I'll know. But I feel like now's the time. Like we're almost like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting like, now I'm seeing like a clock or something going, like having a countdown, like 5, 4, 3. I'm seeing my own beginning to my videos. No, I am seeing this clock, and then I'm seeing us like, it's go time, you know? Yeah, it's go time. And maybe we were trying to be in the right energy or heal something. Maybe our emotions felt like we couldn't regulate them, or they felt out of control, or maybe it just felt like we weren't centered with them, or grounded with them, or certain of them, or they had a mind of their own. I don't know. There's that energy coming through. We'll get more with these cards, and hopefully this all comes together. Okay, maybe we were trying to put something together or mend something of ourselves or wait for something to be healed or done or put together. There seems to be something coming together that's outside of our own control and almost like divine will as well. Here I'm feeling very strong because I'm seeing this little Cupid. Okay, like you know, Cupid sends an arrow and like sort of chooses, you know, who it is that we sort of fall in love with. We can't control in some regard here, but it's also like divinely guided and divinely timed, and seems like something really out of your control or was out of your control. And it's like the only thing that I have to control or can do here is centered, grounded, and something about be bringing emotions into balance or something like this. I also feel like there was and is still a legitimate opportunity for something here that's been postponed or just it hasn't taken roots. And I don't know why it seems very weird here. I don't know how to put words to this energy. So let's see. Let me pull these cards and see what else Spirit wants to talk about. So what's going on here with this total lunar eclipse for pile 3? What's the energy coming in, bringing in for pile number 3? It does feel like go time for sure. Okay, whatever seemed like it couldn't move forward, I feel like is now visible here. I feel like there has been something repaired. I don't know what has been repaired, but we'll see. Maybe this is what we're working on. So bear, surrender to truth. Surrender to truth. Armadillo, trust yourself. Truth and trust. We're going to trust our own emotions. Hummingbirds, receive the sweetness of life. And stork, receive blessings and gifts. I feel like I want more of these. Let me see. Spirits for pile number 3. What energy is coming in here with the lunar eclipse and this full moon in Pisces? Buffalo, share abundance. Wow. Blessings and gifts, share abundance, sweetness of life. You guys, this is crazy. Take the leap. Yeah, it's like now's the time. I had to heal or I had to shed. I had to release. I trust myself. I'm surrendering to the truth. Maybe something we're very like protective about with this like bear energy, because bear could be like guarded or like protecting something. Clam, discover happiness. Again, the clam is opening up because we were like guarded or closed or something was closed, but now it's like discover the happiness. Turtle, evoke ancient grounded power. Oh my goodness. So bear is very powerful. A turtle is very slow energy here. But again, with this armadillo shell, and this healing, were we like closed? Okay, if you guys were like really protecting yourself, needing to heal, and you actively were sort of waiting for some healing to take place, okay, some part of self, something like this before being able to claim something here, like claim a solid opportunity or lay roots in something. This is happening. This is happening. It's being shown. It's coming to you, or it's being shown to you. It's opening itself up as a gift here. Okay, so let's see, Spirit. What more does pile 3 need to know about this energy then? Like, what do we need to know about this energy for pile 3? We have optimism, moon in Sagittarius. So go time. A lot of confusion. Now we're going into go time with Sagittarius. Oops. Okay, so 9. 9s are about fruition and completion, fulfillment. But I do feel like something was confusing. More moon energy, adaptability in Gemini. So an ability to speak our truth. But adaptability is like the flexibility here in a situation where maybe there was a lot of fear or uncertainty with the moon. Again, emotions are really coming through with the moon, because I was feeling something about regulating emotions or managing the emotions maybe, or getting the emotions sort of under control, or yeah, and at least like standing on top of them, like I got control over this. I don't know why we felt we needed control over something, but optimism. So if there's been like heaviness weighing you down, keeping you feeling stuck, this is about to change, pile 3, okay? Fulfillment. Yes, what did I say? Number 9, fulfillment. Okay, so we have Saturn and Sagittarius. Lots of Sagittarius energy, which is what I was feeling like it's go time. Like looking at a clock, being like, tick, like 5, 4, 3, 2, okay, go time. Sagittarius, go after it's time. Movement with the ship. There's movement, there's going after it. They're seeing something clearly too. And it is abundance. Look at this big bag of money. So this is like you receive the sweetness of life. You know, it doesn't have to be money per se, but it's like blessings, gifts, rewards, share abundance. Like that's what this bag is representing, like in the practical world. You're getting whatever you were trying to cultivate here, pile number 3. Whatever this was, I do feel like there's divine timing involved here. There's something coming towards you or being shown to you or finally being manifested here. Okay, let's see. We'll pull 3 more of these and then we'll pull the essential oil oracles as well to see. Spirit, what does pile 3 need to know about this? This is, wow, exaltation. So being like revered, being appreciated, like getting gifts. The universe is giving you a beautiful gift here, you guys. You guys might be being recognized by others, all the work you've done, maybe all the, if you've been doing self-work or healing or, I don't know, maybe you've been helping others heal. There's something about you being appreciated, celebrated, feeling respected and honored, like you're actually seen and exalted here. But look, moon, moon, moon. Wow, Cancer energy. And yes, this is about this full moon in Pisces. Okay, moon in Taurus. Something about also, because Taurus is throat, I feel like there's like something about expressing one's emotions. Charity. Saturn in Cancer. The moon is a ruling planet for Cancer. Cancer is really strong in this, which again is this emotional thing that maybe we were, I don't know, were we disconnected from our emotions? Were emotions sort of like foreign? Were they like out of control or were they blocked here in some way? Like I feel like there's a yeah, like a clam opening up. Like I can see my emotion or I can connect to my emotion. But with Saturn, like how long maybe we've been in this energy of maybe trying to regulate or understand or mend or heal. This is Cancer, right? Or what is this, Pisces? Why am I totally having no, not Pisces. This is Cancer. Weird. I don't know. You know what I was seeing? Even though I knew it was Cancer, I was seeing 2 fish. Like how the Pisces has 2 fish going in opposite directions. And I feel like we could have definitely been with our emotions, like unsure, like not like Sagittarius is pointed and direct. And so I feel like the energy is going from this Piscean, 2 fish going in 2 directions. So maybe it's like my mind's in one place and my emotions are all over the place. I'm not certain. I'm not pointed. I'm something like this. It's like now it's pointed. Now it's certain. Now it's direct. Now it's clear. Wherever there was moon energy too, like uncertainty, illusion, lack of clarity. And charity is this exaltation and this gift giving. It's like charity, like, I don't know. I feel like you're receiving, but you're also in a state of giving. I feel like there's a giving and a receiving. And again, guidance by the universe. Like, look at these angels. And I was seeing this like Cupid angel thing here. Divine guidance is like waiting for the right time by the universe, because I think we couldn't do anything other than that. It's like now the universe is blessing me. Now the universe is honoring me. Now the universe wants to gift to me because I've accomplished this healing or this understanding. Like you fulfilled some sort of contract here. And I do feel you feel fulfilled or will be. This is what this energy is bringing in. It's bringing in a truth too and a new beginning, because I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles and I'm seeing the Ace of Swords, which is a new beginning in truth and a new beginning of a solid offer here. Look at the sun, versatility. Yeah, so all this moon is turning into sun, clarity. certainty, Sagittarius energy, because there's like an inspiration to move. There's a clarity to move. There's like a pointed source to move, versatility, adaptability, being flexible where we might have been rigid or stuck. Something that might have felt discombobulated or dysregulated has been mended or fixed. Having the capacity to sort of go with the flow, but in a pointed way, because we're with the versatility and the adaptability is like, I'm now able to do this, whatever is required of me, whatever this is, in order for me to succeed in this next sort of step, space, order. I'm feeling some Aries energy here, more moon in Virgo. 6 is about choices, could be lovers. Order. Yeah, lots of disorder is turning into order. Lots of uncertainty is turning into certainty and clarity. Lots of dysregulated emotions is turning into abundance and blessing here. And I do feel like we're being gifted with something with this charity and this exaltation. So let's see. Spirits, what is this beautiful message for pile number 3 that's coming through with this full moon? What is this full moon energy for pile number 3, this lunar eclipse energy pile 3 needs to know about? It says, frankincense with enlightened. The trigger statement, I am alone. The true statement, I am one with all that is. Wow, dear child, you are safe and loved as you continue on your journey of self-exploration. That's beautiful, you guys. So sun definitely talks about enlightenment. So whatever was, okay, I'm also getting, if you were navigating with your intuition and that was the only way for you to sort of guide yourself, because I feel like you were being guided here, but I feel like there was a lot of intuition, not seeing, things were not clear to you because they were withheld for whatever reason. This was part of your journey, having to navigate this. This is becoming so clear to you, okay? But I feel like you've accomplished something. Sun is enlightenment. Something's becoming conscious to you. You're now able to see. You're no longer navigating moonlight. I feel like with Saturn energy, you've had to sacrifice certain things, or it's taken a long time. You've had to commit yourself and be without. I feel like you might have felt very alone in this journey. It's like all these things are now, there's like purpose and order, and like if the universe was withholding or seeming like it was withholding, it's like now it's coming forward. You know, and surrendering to truth. It's like, what is the truth? The truth is the universe. The truth is that we are all one. I am not alone. I think we see it, and I think we're able to finally reap the reward of this thing, because it's been very challenging here for quite some time. Okay, Will, Ginger, trigger statement, I am a victim. The true statement, I am powerful beyond measure. You are strong and capable. With gratitude, optimism, and action, manifest the life you desire. Wow. So what's coming in? The life you desire, you guys, truly, as a way of having gone through this experience. It's like your will, your way here in the most clearest possible way by removing illusion. And only when we remove illusion and ego and untruths and fears can we actually see truth. Can we actually then make guided decisions that are actually conscious with free will? Otherwise, we're just acting out of fear, acting out of subconscious, running away. Okay, so I feel like we've had to use our intuition. We might have had a lot of fear in the way. We might have had a lot of emotions trying to steer us in other direction. We could have been just solely guided by emotion, so much so that it was like all our reactions were sort of based on emotion, but it was needing to be healed and mended in order for there to be more of a targeted, balanced approach. Like with logic and with emotion and with intuition and knowing the difference. I feel like this is the type of stuff we're finally seeing clearly, because I think in the past, maybe there was a lot of just going with our knee-jerk reactions or something like this, or maybe there, like I said, was a block to the true emotion. Okay, so wow, self-worth, a metabolic, and it says trigger statement, I am disgusting. The true statement, I am a miracle. Please be gentle and love yourself. Provide your body, mind with what it truly needs to carry you on your journey. Self-worth. So it's been a journey of self-worth. And I think how we might have been seeing ourselves, it was creating a lot of our suffering and misguidance. Okay. Hopefully you guys were not seeing yourself as disgusting here. It's not a fun place to carry this sort of self-belief that is untrue, the victim mindset. Okay, but I feel we're seeing through this, and in order to be sort of in a universe that's all abundant, we must work our way through this. And I think you've worked through this, so now you're being exalted by the universe. Okay, so lavender, it's this balance. Trigger statement, no one understands me. The true statement, I ask for what I need. From a place of love, you need to stand up and speak your truth. What you wish for is what the universe wishes for you. So something like I was saying with the Taurus in the throat, which doesn't always come up for me when I channel Taurus energy, but it was like the throat was needing to speak some sort of truth that might have been very difficult for you to speak for in the past, like speak up for yourself, or like be your own voice, or stand up for something that would choose yourself or connect you with something. I feel you've been working through this for a while, and now with this energy of this lunar eclipse, I feel like finally we're seeing this whole thing sort of bloom and manifest in front of us, and get on the other side of the work here, the Saturn energy that's been very heavy and difficult. And I'm seeing this bear coming out of hibernation. So if you were trying to heal, if you were removed or isolated, if you felt very alone, which I feel you do if you resonate with this, because it's like, I am alone. It's like, no, I am now one with all, and I'm coming out of this sort of hibernation energy in order to connect back. So let's just see, spirits, what's this pile 3 that needs to know about this beautiful energy? What is this that they're going to be experiencing here with this exaltation and these gifts and these blessings? Wow, sweetness of life. Really, it's experiencing life from this new outlook. And when we have this new outlook, we are open to all the blessings that come. Experience of thoughts in reverse, which is the Knight of Swords in reverse. And here we have the 8 of Pentacles. And he's on a wheelchair. Okay, I'm going to keep going. What is it that pile 3 needs to know about this energy? So we have the healer's intuition, guided. Like I said, there's that divine guidance, navigating with the intuition, not being able to see. I feel like your practical world was really impacted by this journey. You were kind of stripped from your own mind almost, having to use solely intuition, maybe your feels, not knowing how to move forward, how to trust. How do I trust myself? How do I trust the situation? The Devil's Share, Capricorn energy, and then the Ace of Wands in reverse. That's at the bottom of the deck. 7 of Swords, and under that is the Moon in reverse. It says Moon's Shade. Lots of moon in your reading, like, wow, but I'm getting strong intuition and strong emotions and all of this, and having to see through this false self. Okay, so beautiful angels. Spirit's really talking about a period of time. If you're not resonating with having experienced a lot of this sort of uncertainty, navigation through your emotions, through this divine guidance, you would know, because it's been very discombobulating. There's been full of illusion. And I feel like maybe we've been really feeling very, very, very bound and stuck by our own emotions, our own inability to think our way or clearly see our path forward. This is all about to change, okay? I feel like the whole sole purpose of this was for us to learn whatever we were learning on the way about our trusting ourselves, seeing through what's not real. This means in other people, in ourselves, untruths, knowing when our own ways of being might manipulate or act as a facade or act as like its own sort of enemy, trip ourselves up, create uncertainty, and see through this and then be guided through this. Okay, so we could have definitely experienced a lot here. And I feel like we couldn't break from whatever it was that we were having to experience until we reached a certain level of understanding and surrendering of truth, seeing through the false self or the moonlight or the mask, having to heal and shed what was actually not us. And the only way to do this was to be guided, was to allow this to sort of move through. And I feel like you might have been yeah, like really just really impacted by what the universe was putting in front of you and allowing you to work with. And it's like, I feel like my hands are tied behind my back, but I have to sort through this or work through this in a new fashion, in a new way that feels foreign to you. Six of Pentacles. This generosity or charity, sorry, and this exaltation is the Six Pentacles. You're going to be gifted, you guys. The universe is now rewarding you. It's taken a long time with this camel, this test of endurance with all the Saturn energy. Okay. And I feel like you've been invested and really sort of here committed with this Eight Pentacles to something. And now it's time, it's coming in. So let's ask for that. What is coming in next? And it's sometimes difficult to ask because for all of you guys all want different things here, but I feel like there's a great truth that's being seen now, you know? So let's see, spirits, what is it that pile 3 is being gifted with here? What's the Six Pentacles that's coming in, this blessing and this gift? What is it that pile 3 can expect here with this full moon energy? It's like, wow, nothing better than our self-worth, having the ability to choose with our free will, because we've seen past the illusion. I think that's gift enough. But let's see, Fool's bravery, a new beginning. And look, the Fool has no baggage. He's able to navigate in the world without baggage and clearly sort of make decisions without being held back by past decisions or fears or emotions. It's like, I just move where the universe guides me. And I feel like there's a loyalty here beside you as well with this beautiful dog. So we have Aquarius energy. I think they're very strong. So let's see, Spirit, what else? So we have the Sun's self-energy, and this is in reverse. Happiness is coming, beautiful people. It's been delayed. You haven't seen your own beautiful light, your own authenticity. Okay, that's why we're seeing the Seven Swords. Your own authentic self, the purest self, the Sun, the most happiest card in the tarot. The happiest card in the tarot, you guys are getting it. Okay, it's in reverse because I think it's been delayed. You've been waiting. And like I said, go time. You know, it's like, when is it coming? When's my happiness coming? When will I see it? When will it be clear? When will it be evident to me? It's like, it's coming. It's being evident to you. You're having this beautiful new beginning. It's being highlighted to you. And I feel like anything that was getting in the way is now sort of left behind, because I feel like it's lighter energy for you. It's light, it's airy, it feels like joy, it feels like happiness, it feels like I said, this conscious awareness that we never had before is coming online, so we can use free will to make decisions that are more in line with truth and reality. And this way we end up being more happy and more in flow rather than resistance and suffering and maybe doubting and all of this stuff, and maybe betraying ourselves or acting against ourselves with the Seven Swords. It's like, no, a lot of balance, a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding, a lot of joy. And I feel this is coming into your world. And also I feel like, because the Sun is talking about like contentment, I feel like there's something that would make your heart's content here that's coming to you, that's been again with that camel, I'm feeling that's taken very long. It's been delayed. It is coming apparent to you. Okay, it is coming apparent to you, but there was a need to drop off whatever wasn't aligned with it or whatever was slowing you down towards this. And although the Fool could seem like almost like very naive and kind of like all of this stuff, which he is, I feel like the universe is saying you're now allowed to wander forward without fear, without the need to be held back, because there's now a trust, you know, surrender to truth, and then the trust of what is it called? Trust yourself. And I feel this is what was needed in order for you to be in sort of a Fool's energy. Because if we didn't trust ourselves, there's no way we could have even been in a Fool's energy. And I feel like Spirit's saying this combination is what's creating this order. So it's not like this trust that just like, or this trust is like blind leap that's like completely lacking discernment. I feel like it's a leap towards your joy that has been feeling as though it was withheld from you, or in safeguard. It feels like it was in safeguard until you navigated through this thing. It's like Spirit and your angel team was like, yay, learn about trusting self, learn about the truth about the universe, learn how to surrender, learn that you are not alone, learn that there is a great deep truth here about how you navigate that is within your own capacity here. And I feel like you've made order out of chaos. Yeah. Wow. This is really profound reading. 5 of Wands, order out of chaos. So 5 Wands, conflicted, you know, where there was like challenge, or there might have been a lot to sort through. And I feel like you've had to sort through a lot of this external as well as internal conflict in order to make order out of it. And I feel like the universe might have really felt like it was resisting. Others might have felt like they were resisting. It just felt like challenge all around. Introspection of somatics, which is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, something making you feel like stuck or dependent on it or conflicted about it. And like even with the Devil, feeling stuck, chained, not confident in your ability to break free or trust yourself. Trust yourself to sort of be capable on your own in some way, or manage on your own, or release something that might have kept you feeling like you had to be there or stay there. 2 of Swords in reverse, feeling stuck. You're being freed of whatever stuck energy, okay? The sun is coming here. It's a beautiful energy. It's freedom. It's giving me a lot of freedom. It's giving me a lot of joy. It's giving me a lot of light energy. It's no longer feeling weighed down, feeling stuck, and having same thoughts or same challenges that were in front of you in the past just by this sort of switch. Things are being mended and being very, very clear to you, okay? Especially if we were disjointed with emotions or speaking up our truths, or being able to articulate our emotions or understand our emotions in a way here that could represent something clearly. Okay, beautiful angel, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I will see you guys at the next one. All right, bye-bye.